Hi guys, I have sure missed you. I can hardly believe it's August, especially with a day like today. I'm sitting out on my porch and it's cool and there's a breeze. It doesn't seem like August weather, but I know it is. I'm sure glad that you joined me tonight. And before we get started with our lesson, I have a question for you. Have you ever been asked to do something that you didn't want to do? Maybe your mom said, go pick up your toys, or your dad said, pick your clothes up out of the bathroom. Take out the trash, or maybe they ask you to watch your little brother or sister, or brush your teeth, or go mow the yard. Do we always do what we're asked to do? I think some of y'all do a lot of what you're asked to do, but if we had to say if we always did what we're asked to do, most of us cannot say that we do. The answer would be no. We can come up with excuses pretty quickly when we have something to do that we don't want to do. You can look at those toys they ask you to pick up and say, those aren't my toys, or I didn't put them there. And the clothes, well, I'll get them later. Maybe it's not your day to take out the trash, so you don't do it. Or you look at the grass and think, it's not that tall. I think it could wait a few more days. We can always find an excuse when we want to. And in our Bible story Sunday, the person we talked about came up with excuses. Do you remember who we talked about Sunday? We talked about King Saul. God had given his people an earthly king, even though he said, you're going to be sorry you asked for one. And then the king that he chose to lead his people did not follow God's rules all the time and do what he asked him to do. Every time he did something that he shouldn't have done and Samuel talked to him about it, the king would come up with an excuse as to why he didn't do it God's way. One time, King Saul was asked to destroy everything in a city that God was going to give him a victory in. And King Saul, he destroyed most of the things in the city, but not everything. He didn't do everything God asked. He saved some of the best animals and didn't kill them. And later when Samuel said, Saul, what is that I hear? Do I hear animals? And Saul said, oh, well, I'm going to give those to God. I'm going to sacrifice those to God. Do you know what Samuel told him? He said, Saul, to obey is better than sacrifice. God wanted sacrifice, yes, but it is more important to him that we learn to obey. That verse what he said to King Saul applies to us too. God would rather that we obey him than that we give him things. This week, I want you to hide that verse in your heart and post it on your house. So I have put a sheet on the website of that verse that looks like this. To obey is better than sacrifice. 1 Samuel 15:22. Now, you can ask your parents to print this for you, and I want to see how well you can color it and post where you post it. So if you do this sheet, I want you to take a picture and send it to me on my cell phone. But if your parents can't print that off, you can still make a poster with that verse on it. To obey is better than sacrifice. Snap a picture and send it to me. And if you memorize that verse and can call me and say it on the phone to me without reading it, then I have a special sweet treat that I'd like to send you. Obeying God is the best way for you to show him that you love and respect him. So let's work really hard this week at obeying God, not some of the time, but all of the time. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you Sunday. Bye.